HD from WVUE TV New Orleans. This is Fox 8 News at 6.
Well, the oil spill has resulted in thousands of people losing their jobs, their businesses, and for some, their homes. But there are steps they can take to protect themselves from further financial damage. And the financial physician, Lou Scatigna, joins me now with some tips. Lou, thanks for being in this morning.
Great to be with you, Rob.
What can people who are being impacted by the spill do at this point to try and prepare themselves for the long-term financial damage?
Well, first of all, we all have to learn from this oil spill that things can happen to us overnight virtually, whether it's a natural disaster, an economic disaster like we've experienced the last 2 years, or in this case, a man-made disaster. So we need to prepare. We need to have a cash emergency fund available to us so we can get through those tough times. So what we got to do now is analyze where we are right now. There's so much uncertainty. The last 48 hours I've been talking to people here in New Orleans, and they're fearful of the future. And let's face it, the uncertainty is, when is this going to stop? How bad is it going to be? And the economic effects of this are going to be long-term. If they stopped it today, we're going to see these effects 5 years from now. So people have to look at, is my business viable? If I'm a commercial fisherman or a shrimper or a hotel person, is my job going to be there? And should I retrain? Should I go somewhere else? Should I move? Also, if you're going to buy a house, you have to wait, because property values, I think, in this area are going to go down another 10 or 15%. So it's hard to tell people what to do when they're broke, when they're out of work. The best thing they could do is take advantage of BP claims. We were talking earlier. They're doing pretty good. BP is doing pretty good in paying out claims. Also go for social services, whether it's food stamps, welfare, whatever's available to you.
If they haven't prepared at this point, is it too late to get prepared? I mean, how do you feed your family and prepare for what could be a long-term financial crisis?
Yeah, it's very, very difficult to do after the fact. I mean, we need to prepare in advance. I call myself the financial physician. That's the name of my book and my radio program. But some people are terminal. There's nothing you can do. You can't get blood from a stone. But you have to take advantage of what's available to you, the social safety net. And then you have to think long-term. Like, is my job viable? Or do I have to move? Do I have to be retrained? Do I have to go into a different industry?
Obviously, whoever is seeking help needs to document their losses. How important is that? What sort of advice do you want to give folks to help them make sure their paperwork's in order so that when the guy with the check comes around, they're ready for him?
Yeah, I was on BP's claim website yesterday, and they want a lot of paperwork. If you're going to put a claim in, they want to know how severely you've been affected. They want to see pay stubs if you're not making money, W-2s. But a lot of people work for cash down there, and that's a big problem, although BP is saying now that if you have a cash business, do your best to document to us what you're losing here.
In terms of getting training, are we talking about jobs training? Or are we talking about education at this point? Is it a good time for somebody maybe to seek out scholarships to get college education to do something else?
Well, absolutely. I mean, like I said, I believe that the long-term effects of this oil spill is going to affect a lot of industries. And you have to keep your eyes open and say, look, what's going to happen here? Am I going to be able to be a commercial fisherman again? Is it going to happen? And be realistic. And if you don't think it may happen, then think about retraining, going to college, getting vocational skills.
All right. The financial physician, thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.